What's up, folks? James of Welsh Gaming News here. Going to be talking about the conversation between Jim Sterling and Digital Homicide. If you don't know who Digital Homicide are, they're the people behind the Slaughtering Grounds, which Jim Sterling absolutely hated, according to his first impressions video. It kind of turned into a saga, really, with Digital Homicide, because once they saw the review, they did everything in their power to try and silence Jim Sterling's. They did a DMCA claim, which obviously backfired in a big way. You know, say when Jim Sterling did the review, it's not a review, it's a first impressions vid, when he did his squirty play. He said it was crap. Hadn't the developer had such a meltdown, it wouldn't be too bad. But like I said, he did have a massive meltdown, so therefore a ton of negative feedback was left on the Steam page, or Steam forum rather, and the developer even tried to silence all the feedback on the forums as well, and it really turned into a big mess for Digital Homicide, to be fair. Like I said, the game now, it started off at I think £7.99, is now down to 79p, but in the Steam sale you can get it for 15p. If you want to get it, that's completely up to you. I'm going to link below to Jim Sterling's channel in the description. You want to look for the video, the Slaughtering Grounds Steam Meltdown Saga, if you want to see the full vid. But I just want to give my take on it. They did have a conversation, Digital Homicide and Jim Sterling, via Skype. I'll link that below in the description as well if you want to have a listen. I don't understand where the developer was going. I think he was trying to go out of his way to try and just, I don't know, bully Jim Sterling, or just, you know, just get some full-blown abuse out there. But I don't understand indie developers when they do this, because you think about it, when you create a game, like, I'll never create a game, I haven't got the ability to, but when you create a good game, you got people that are saying that it's shit, and people that say that it's good. You should focus on the people that says the game is good and support the game, fix any bugs, glitches, and that's how we should go. Had Digital Homicide or Imminent Uprising, I don't know too much what they called, had they focused on all the good reviews and ignored all the negative reviews, well, I wouldn't go as far as saying ignored it all, you know, read them all and see, right, see what problems they had and then fix them, they would have got a lot more credit. They may have gotten a lot more sales as well, because the fact they went into the route, like I said, trying everything possible to silence Jim Sterling, even to a point calling him Jim fucking Sterling's son and a fucking idiot. It basically, in my opinion, killed that developer. He's not going to get anywhere near as big now. If he wants to become a big time developer, he's got no chance. He has released multiple games after that, and of course Jim Sterling's checked them out and said they were a pile of shit as well. Digital Homicide's or Imminent Uprising's main problem, they didn't have any good PR, because if they had good PR, when Jim Sterling sent that review, the PR team would be on to the developers and publishers straight away saying, look, don't say anything stupid, just don't do anything silly. Now, clearly, if they have got a PR team, I'll say it right now. Digital Homicide did have a PR team. They're clearly not a good ones, because of the way Digital Homicide came back at Jim Sterling. Now, if you're putting a game on Steam for consumers to buy, you're opening yourself up for criticism. That's all that Jim Sterling did. He criticised the game. He basically teared it a new one, to be honest. You have to think about your sales figures in the end with Digital Homicide, because, yeah, you're going to... not everyone's going to like the game. Some people will like the game. Obviously, some people will hate it. You need to focus mainly on the people who like the game. If they report any bugs, then you fix the game and you support the game. Then you focus then on the next game that you're going to make, next project, next product, whatever. You just make sure it's a lot better than the Slaughtering Grounds. What you don't do is do everything in your power to silence Jim Sterling, abuse him in every way possible, and then have a conversation with him on Skype and try to downright pissing him off. I thought Jim Sterling was absolutely brilliant in the conversation. Fair play to him. The amount of crap that was thrown at him, he kept his cool, and, you know, fair play to him. But I don't understand why Digital Homicide are doing this. They should focus on the consumers who have purchased the game or purchased any of the other games, because I think in about a year and a half they've created, I believe, 4 or 5 games. Now, there's going to be people who like that. Because of the shadiness of the developer, he's not going to get as many sales no more. No one is going to forget this. Because the minute you Google Digital Homicide, it comes up with the whole saga with the slaughtering grounds. Obviously, I'm pretty positive Jim Sterling will just get up and moves on. He probably doesn't care about this whole saga at all. Probably in his mind, he did the review, thought it was crap, just move on. Or the indie dev is still carrying on with it, and I don't understand why. Why don't you use the time, the passion you got for trying to slaughter Jim Sterling, but why don't you use that passion that you got to have a crack at Sterling? Why don't you use that passion into the next game you create? You know, it's not rocket science, for crying out loud. You just gotta work on the game, and hopefully you do a better game. But that's what my thoughts are on this anyway. It'd be interesting to see what you guys think. Note below in the comments below. If I was Digital Homicide, just let this go and just get on with your lives. Create hopefully a good game, because so far Jim Sterling has bashed pretty much every single one of the games they made. But other than that, this is James of Welsh Gamer News. You take care.